Yo, what is up everybody? It is Loic. Today I'm going to teach you how to trade in CSGO. And before the video starts, I would really appreciate it if you guys left a like and joined my Steam group on Steam. That would be awesome. Thank you guys and enjoy. Alright, so let's say that you have your item or amount of keys that you have that you want to trade. The first thing that you need to do is find a place to trade. Now, I would recommend the trade servers, Reddit, or the Steam trading forums. The trade servers are ALIAS and TGP. These are places where there are about 30 to 60 people on a server, and they're all advertising their items. They all have keys, knives, skins, and you can take them into a room and negotiate with them or meet a deal. This is a really good place to find people if you have higher tier stuff, because a lot of them are knives and higher tier skins. Also, Reddit is a really good place, Reddit/Global Offensive Trade. This is just a bunch of listings of all sorts of items where people are buying and selling for keys, or they are bulk buying or selling for keys. And another place you should be looking is the Steam trading forums under the Counter-Strike Global Offensive discussions. This is a pretty good place to find low tier stuff because a lot of people don't have very big inventories, and you can list anything you want for no buyout. So you don't really need to accept a key or whatever. You can just say have open inventory or have anything. I will leave the IP addresses to the servers down in the description. You can just paste that into your console by typing connect space the IP address, and that will take you to the server. I will also leave the link to Reddit and the link to the Steam trading forums where you guys can just start posting stuff. Now that you know where you need to be finding a trade, let's go into the price research part of trading. This is the hardest part of trading by far. This is where you can make your mistake or make a lot of profit. So that you need to really pay attention on how to do this. First of all, use Steam Analyst. Steam Analyst is the baseline price that 99% of people agree is the right price. So it is a website where you just go on, you search up the item that you're being offered, look up, and it will tell you the price in keys and in dollars. So you can just take that, and I will tell you how to make an offer later in the video, but this is just where you should be looking initially to find out the price. Another good place for higher tier stuff or uncommon stuff is Reddit. You can go on there and you can use the search function and find stuff that has actually sold for real amounts of keys to real people. So you can see what people have currently offered. You can see what people are selling, the prices that you have to beat. That is a very good tool to learn, and I will go into more detail about that on the next part of this video. But another place is OP Skins, where you can look up the price and then divide it by what a key is, so you can tell how many keys you would need to sell to make a profit on OP Skins. And I wouldn't recommend selling on OP Skins. That should be your plan. That should be your plan B, because you do lose some to taxes on OP Skins, but it is still a nice option to have in case you can't get rid of your item. So let's say that you have your item, you know the price, and now it is time to make an offer. So what you want to be getting an item for, if you can get any item, pretty much any item, for 85%, you're going to make a profit. Like most bots, it's a range, but most bots offer anywhere from 87 to 85%, around there. Some bots will offer up to 90%, but it really just depends on what item it is. But if you can get it for about 85 to 90%, you're pretty much good. There's minimal risk you're going to lose any profit. So let's take, for example, let's say I get offered a butterfly knife safari mesh field tested. So what we do is we're going to go to Steam Analyst. We're going to see that the price is 44 keys at the time of making this video, and we are going to take 44 times 0.85, and that is 85%. That gives us 37.4 keys. That's what we're going to start the offer with. Let's just round it down just so that there's negotiation room. Let's say I offer the person 37 keys for their knife. Now that's a pretty low offer. I don't expect them to take it. Let's say they counter offer at 40 keys. And then I'll go up to 38 keys. And let's see what that is. 38 divided by 44, 86.3%. That's still good if I get it at that price. And you just continue going up and making offers until you get to a place where you're not comfortable paying anymore. You shouldn't, for a normal item, you shouldn't really be paying more than about 93, 94% would probably be the max. But it depends on what kind of item it is, what float, what stickers. That is a whole nother concept that we'll get to actually later in this video. But another place you need to be looking for the price research and to make your offer is Reddit. So you look at what the item is selling for on Reddit, you'll search for it, you'll see what people's buyouts are, because you pretty much have to either sell it for lower than that or sell it at that price. So you can't really just set it above them, because theirs are going to sell first and yours will just sit on Reddit and never sell. So you need to look at Reddit price and see what they are going for. I'll show you. So you just go to Reddit/Global Offensive Trade, type in whatever item you have. Let's say it's that butterfly knife safari mesh. We'll look it up on their search feature and we'll see all these people's buyouts and see what they sold for and see their current offers. Make sure you try to get it for a little less than Reddit price so that you can then sell it onto Reddit for full Reddit price. Another place you want to be looking is bots. See what the bots offer. See what, if you just can't get rid of this knife, your plan B would be. So just go on to a bot, maybe like CSGO Sum or whatever bot that you normally use. Look at their prices, look at their percentages, and just ask around to see what they would offer. CSGO Sum, I know, has a search feature, so you can search up what your knife is worth and then divide it by their key price, and that's how much your knife would go for on their site. But CSGO Sum never really has any keys in stock, so it's just a plan B option. I really would never recommend selling a knife at bot price, because you always get cleaned unless it is a good bot, which I have yet to encounter. So now that you know how to make the offer to the person, you need to go about selling the knife. Pretty much the same places you bought the item are really good places to also sell the item. So Reddit, Steam trading forums are a good place. Also the trade servers are a really good place to sell your item. And a few key things to keep in mind when you're selling an item. You need to add just a little bit. Don't add like 5 keys to whatever. It depends on what you bought, but just add about 1 to 2% what you paid for it. Let's say you paid 87%. Try to sell it at 90% analyst. And if you don't sell it at 90%, just go down and down until you eventually sell it, and hopefully that turns a profit. It won't always work, but most of the time it does for me. Some more things you need to keep in mind when selling an item are half keys, which equals about $1.20 skin. These are really good for negotiating lower tier items, where if you would take off 1 full key, it would move the price like 3 or 4%. So you can just use ads like $1 or stickers or whatever, and that could be your profit potentially. Also, you need a lot of patience. A lot of people are very hard to work with, and they take a lot of just patience, and just be nice to people. Don't be rude. That'll get you very far in trading, is just being nice, being friendly, having a lot of charisma, and having a lot of patience. You just need to learn how to be a good negotiator, how to be polite to people. If they're just stuck on the item and they won't go down, just leave the room. It's okay. Just find another person. There's plenty of people that you can trade with. Another part of trading that's a little more advanced is the liquidness of items and the demand of items. This affects how much it'll sell for and how quick it'll sell for. Stuff like float, phase, Dopplers, tiger tooths, and marble phase, like higher wanted knives, higher sought after knives, will go for higher percentages of analyst or higher amounts of keys. Op Asimovs and AK Redlines are very liquid. You can't offer 85% for an Op Asimov, because it just simply doesn't go for 85%. It pretty much goes for about 100% analyst, but don't take my word for it. Don't pay that unless you're doing your research, because it varies pretty much week by week what an Op Asimov will go for. Also stuff like the Howl and the Fire Serpent and the AK Empress, the AK Bloodsport, really sought after skins will go for higher percentages. Like earlier this week I bought an AK Empress for 24 keys, which is 100% Steam Analyst, and sold it for 26 keys, which is above 100% Steam Analyst, just because people love them and they're new, and that all goes into affecting the price. Stuff like a Battle Scarred Safari Mesh is not very liquid. Not very many people are going to go and look like, oh, I want a Battle Scarred Safari Mesh gut knife. It just doesn't happen. So you want to make sure that you don't pay like 90% for that kind of item. You want to pay lower. You want to pay about 85 to 87%. But you'll learn as you go along. Like, a lot of the more advanced knowledge about what kind of skins goes for what kind of price all comes from experience. So just make trades, just figure out the prices of stuff, and you'll start to build a vast knowledge of all kinds of skins and what they go for and what it's like to trade them. Now, the types of trading you can start doing are item trades or pretty much just key trades. Those are really the only two options you have. You could also do cash trades, but I do not recommend that unless you know what you're doing, because that is very easy to get scammed. So the key trades, what they are is you will buy an item for keys and then sell the item for more keys than you bought it for, and those extra keys are your profit, and you keep going up and up and up until you are at whatever knife you want or whatever amount of money you want. Item to item trades is a lot less popular. It's a lot harder because not everybody will accept every kind of item, but most people and all of traders will accept keys pretty much. So those are like the two types of trades you can do. Now let's go into how keys work, which is a very big part of trading. Keys, you never buy at 100% Steam Analyst. Why that is, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. It just is, and everybody agrees to it, so that's how it works. So you will buy an item for a certain percentage of analyst and then sell that same item for a higher percent of analyst to another person for a higher amount of keys, and then you will be back to your initial amount of keys plus profit. That is how you make profit with key trading. The more keys that you have, the more profit you can make, because say I buy a high tier item like an Op Dragon Lore, I can potentially make 100 keys or 150 keys because the profit margin is a lot larger. Because let's say you make 10% profit on a trade. 10% for a 100 key trade would be 10 keys profit, which is still very good. But 10% for a 1,000 key trade would mean 100 key profit. So that's just a little thing to keep in mind, not to get discouraged if you don't have many keys. It gets easier the higher up you go in trading.
I made it